We'll wait and see. Neon. There's 3 supports on the Radiant side and 3 cores on the DICE side right now. So, hard to know what's going on with this draft from either side, but Neon, their 4th pick up now. What are they doing?
I think this is where you hammer in your pause 5, unless you really want to go flex. Okay, no. It's a Rubik out, so, pause 5 Rubik is a
No, it can't
strange
be.
one. Yeah, pause 5 Bat can kind of work because you can farm anyway. So I guess that might be what Neon goes for. I think it's a pretty good way to go around it. Fnatic do manage to pick up a morph, which is pretty alright here. Like, yeah, you could morph into Magnus, you can morph into Bat. Pretty nice choices. Even a Rubik's decent, so it is looking a bit better. This is a Raven comfort pick for Fnatic. Perhaps you can get the work done on that hero, but um, I don't know. Like, the Undying does not cut it for me. Like, I know it can still do work in the right circumstances. I think the best circumstances we've seen it in is when you go against a lineup that's not ready to focus on, say, Tombstone and Egg, but you don't have those options here. So we'll see what they can bring out with this seemingly support Undying, unless it is a core, which you could flex, but I don't like core Undying. I mean, honestly, it's like the timings of it are not great. I don't think it's as amazing as it once was, and Neon should be ready for that. Like, they may not have ranged heroes to burn the Tombstone down. I don't think that's a major concern for them here, as they do have other ways to run this draft, and they do have other ways to punish, say, that Morphling here.
Final banouts now. We see the PL being removed for Skim and the ES being removed from Neon Esports, and now even the PA, of course. Just getting rid of the PA mag combination, which was still there. Fnatic, how do you want to finish off? Is it a Moon hero we're waiting for? Maybe even a Forever hero on the off lane? Just the draft is still so open to pick up pretty much whatever you want. They have 3 seconds of reserve time to make this pickup.
5 seconds.
Yeah, they've really dug into that reserve time just in bans a while ago. That
Dyer's turn to pick.
okay.
Is that a random? It went to 0
Perhaps.
seconds. That looks like a random to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that okay? Whatever. Neon Esports, their final pickup now. There are. I mean, maybe it's not a random, right? Because it does kind of fit the mid lane and the pos 3 role. So, it's not like one of those heroes that just,
Yeah. I mean, we have seen it mid like once, and we've seen it occasionally in the off. Doesn't really tie to drafting, but it does play fast. So maybe Fnatic just wants to run at you fast, which makes me question the Morphling. It's not a very fast pos 1. But maybe they just want to play 4P1, which this lineup can do. Neon, though, we're looking for the Magnus combo. Perhaps the PA is gone, Jug's gone, AM and Faces Void gone. Maybe a Sven can come out here. In fact, I think a Sven does really well, although he'll be punished by the Undying a bit. You could also opt for, I guess, a ranged hero is fine here. Although Drow into Morph is weird, along with Night Stalker. No gyro option, which would have been bad into the Morph. Terrorblade as well isn't amazing against Morphling because of that metamorphosis play. So it's a back and forth. I don't know. It's pretty open. Like, I'd say the Sven's your best choice. You don't really need to worry about Undying Decay for the most part. At some point, you can overcome it. They go with Lycan instead. All right, so they're not messing around here, Neon. They just want to run these objectives down. They want to melt the towers. Yeah, they want a fast game. And with this kind of lineup, it's looking pretty darn fast to me, Mike.
It does look pretty quick. That's a Lycan with Empower, by the way, John. So those item timings that we're used to seeing from a Lycan, they're already really quick. And now they're going to be a bit even quicker, right? The Lycan obviously can crit through the wolf form with the Empower. It's just could be rough. It could be a rough one. See how it does pan out. Game number 2. Brev is indeed on the pos 3 Night Stalker, and Moon is playing the mid Snapfire. Okay? Interesting.
Yeah. I think the matchup against Magnus is actually pretty good. So you have good wave clear, you've got a range advantage. Magnus, so your pos should be able to just kind of play tag with Empower, maybe emphasize the Shockwave in this game, just to get that steady farm up. but I don't think you're under major threats. It's more on Moon to really get that initial farm. The pressure's on him to get the Ags timing faster because Yapaj, we know what Magnus Mid does. We know that they pull back in the jungle, they go for the Echo Saber, they go for the Blink next, and kind of work their way from that. That's when the Magnus really starts to be online. Fnatic has to be ready to counter that movement. They need some deep wards here. DJ has to make work with his rotations. Zephyr and the pos 5 Undying, it's an interesting one. I think I don't know how much you can expect from the dual lane with Raven, but there's also this kind of weird counterplay, right? Like say you go full strength morph, then you soul rip, you can bring that morphling immediately back to full HP. So that's one way to sustain that lane. I think that's something Fnatic really has to leverage to push Raven to his limits here.
Absolutely. Yeah, quick pause coming out. Play hard, obviously in a very good mood on this Rubik. bring up some loot bet odds while we are waiting around. See what they've got to think about this. So, winner of map 2. What's the prices? Not too bad. It's $1.45 to $2.65. So Fnatic, they are sitting at $2.65. Neon Esports, the favorites. But it is still a fairly even set of odds here between the two. Not too bad at all.
Yeah, it's still a lot of pressure on Fnatic, I think, in the end. Despite the odds kind of evening out a bit, or at least a bit more even, it's still favoring Neon. At the end of the day, they've still got that edge. They won game 1. They're the ones laughing their way to the bank. The chat wheel spam. So I don't know. Mentally, I think about Fnatic and I'm like, you see their group stage performance, compare that to how ESL One Thailand went. There's a mental factor in it as well. So something the boys have to work through. Every team kind of goes through those phases. This is a pretty big disparity, to be fair, but it's an adjustment period, and we'll see what they can pull out. This is their last game in BTS Pro. Again, because they lost game 1, there's no possibility for a climb. So they've got to show something here, Mike, if they want to make an impression.
Yep. It's I mean, we can't take any of the credit away from Neon though, right? Like you see how dominantly they're winning these games right now.
Yeah.
And I was saying this during ESL One Thailand, but this is one of those teams in SCA that you have to watch out for. They are playing very, very well at the moment. And honestly, I only think they have room to grow. Like you give them a few months, worth of boot camps, worth of other tournaments. Who knows where they're going to be?
Yeah.
And that's not only for Neon either. Like you look at the other teams that have been popping up. Obviously, Boom has been popular for a few months now. They've been doing great. Motivate Trust has been coming out of nowhere. They've been looking amazing. Even 496, right? They had a bit of trouble with their roster. One of their players isn't able to play with them right now, but they're still making it through to the lower bracket playoffs. It's impressive from these teams.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Southeast Asian scene really has kind of evened out. And, it's such a stark contrast to before this entire pandemic, right? Before then, we'd watch the qualifiers. The top 3 would always be, TNC, Fnatic, and Mineski. Sometimes Geek Fam, sometimes Boom slides in, but, you'd never see Neon up there. You'd never see even 496 would struggle to just go into the closed. So it's been a lot of progress in a very short time span. And it's been really a blast to watch. I think that's one thing that this kind of situation has really helped with all the online tournaments, right? You've got this amazing environment to just keep building up your skills. And that just makes me even more excited to see what happens when we do get when we do get to travel, when we do get to see live events down the line. This clash between playstyles is going to be really something to watch out for, I think, when those first events do come in.
I do agree. John, while we are having a couple more seconds... No, we aren't. Never mind. We do have the go-ahead. You have to wait till later on, John. Damn it. You never know what I was about to ask you. Anyway.
Oh, no.
Game number 2, Neon versus Fnatic. Draft is very interesting. We've seen the Lycan draft out of Skem before. Of course, with the Lycan, if you don't take off, if you don't get a decent start and go into that mid-game strong, it will drop off and the Morphling will take over later on. So you've got to be a bit cautious about that if you are Skem. Of course, for Fnatic, they have to ride the storm. Through that mid game, you've got to push back up against this Lycan. And unfortunately for Fnatic, they don't really have much wave clear with this draft. You're going to be relying a lot on that Tiny and Snapfighter to defend these towers. Otherwise, Neon will just take them out very, very fast.
Yeah, they've got to hold on to those objectives, so a lot of pressure on those two heroes to make those rotations out as Skem comes. I think we just play that column game. They are clumping up top, but I don't really know if they can make anything happen beyond just getting these bounties.
Januel, he's going to go back behind and try to snag one away in that Radiant side triangle, but it looks like Moon is onto it on the Snapfire. We'll spot him out. And Januel, can he take it off Moon? No, he cannot. Moon does grab it. And now the Scatter Blast is there from Moon. So Januel is taking a lot of damage. He needs to get out. He's got 5 sticky napalms, but it looks like he might just die here as DJ is going to come in for the Avalanche. And that'll be first blood going to Moon. And that's a much nicer start here coming out from Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, you're always happy when your mid laner finds first blood like that handed to you. So Moon, in his mid lane matchup, going to have an edge towards that bottle as it comes, and even that first bracer going to be extremely helpful to sustain. It's the Magnus Snap lane, so you pause again on the Mag. I'm going to have not the freest time. Again, there's a range advantage here for Moon. The Scatter Blast is obnoxious with its cooldown and damage, so Yopaj has to watch his spacing, but kill opportunities might be hard to come by. Yopaj just needs to kind of play it safe and get some steady gold pouring in there.
It's a tough lane for Forever as well, but top lane, John, look at that. 6 sticky napalm stacks, make it 7 now from Januel. He's got the stick up, which is very, very nice, but DJ already knows he's just going to pull this creep wave away. He can't do anything in this lane to help out this Night Stalker. So he'll just bring the creeps over to Forever. But of course, the Bat Rider, Januel, he's not going to back off. He'll stick around here and just keep annoying Forever as he tries to CS. However, bot lane, play hard. He's getting very low on that Rubik, but he will survive.
Yeah, it's an interesting back and forth, this bot lane here for JG and play hard. It's not the most aggressive, so there's a lot of room for Fnatic to actually flex their muscles, try to get an advantage. Raven can just kind of morph around with shift his HP with no real worry. Zephyr going for the suicide early to get the reset, as we tend to see on Undyings. So he just clears himself out in a tier 2. Comes in fresh, so they're going to have more decay spam to play with. Important to make something happen from that decay, though. If you don't, then you kind of just shrug it off as the enemy team, and you can start actually applying even more pressure as the Undying. Level 1 isn't the best. I think level 3, again, is where that hero shines, depending on the skill build. So you have to work yourself to that point if you're Fnatic.
I would agree. Brev. More creeps coming behind that tier 1 tower for him. DJ's just going to keep doing this for his Night Stalker. Januel going to make his way back over on the Bat Rider and should have his clarity cancelled here by DJ. Nice toss up. Has the Avalanche but doesn't have the mana for it yet. He'll have the Mango if he does want to commit for that Avalanche, but he does not. Januel will continue to just stalk the Tiny, stalk the Night Stalker. And Skem is completely free farming. He's got the freest lane in the world right now. Having a great time.
Yep. Not good news, as his farm into the first Necronomicon is going to be really fast at this rate. And of course, once that's up and Skem hits a good timing on 6, expect your towers to be run down. This was the major worry across that draft, and it looks like it's just going to happen regardless.
Ooh, Yopaj, I thought DJ would go for the toss back into Moon, but he only tosses him up, so Yopaj is going to be able to survive in that mid lane, as there was a gank out from DJ. Should be just fine to keep himself healthy in this mid lane. You know, you were bringing out that, you were talking about that Necro book, John. He's rushing it, so he might have it prior to that 5-minute mark, which is kind of insane.
It is. That's a bit too fast, and that's way too free of a lane Fnatic's giving out there. Have to be cautious. That means their tier 1s are going to be knocked on at the 7-minute mark, perhaps. gonna be really hard to stave off that push now.
Zephyr?
They are playing well.
Oh, Zephyr.
Yeah,
he...
not enough.
No, he soul ripped himself.
Oh, yeah. It's no. It's a missed opportunity, but DJ?
Yeah, toss back, nice avalanche toss, but the skewer on 2 now into the T1 tower from Yopaj. Nice cookie up from Moon, however. Do they have the mana to finish this? Yopaj, he gets the kill first before he does go down. Moon, however, does get to stay in the lane, does get his second kill of the game on the Snapfire. And I guess overall, you'd still call that pretty decent for Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, Moon's happy, gets to build up. He is starting to, you know, climb ahead in the last hit, so the farm is starting to come in. This is coming at a heavy cost. Every time DJ's here, you know, you give Skem that space up top to overrun Forev. He's 2 levels ahead on the Lycan. Forev's still about to hit level 4. The first Knight's about to be up. This Night Stalker might not be as influential in that first Night than you'd really want it to be.
I don't think he can get anything done in the first night.
No.
He's only got brown boots going. Like, he can try to dominate the lane, but Skem's already got that level 2 Pharaoh Impulse, so he's not going to die. And speaking of Skem, by the way, he's not going to get the 5-minute book, but he's going to get the 5.5-minute book, which is some insane timing for a Lycan. 5.5 minutes for Necro 1.
Yeah,
that's going to be really problematic. That is a big problem.
It's pretty sickening to think how free of a lane Skem's had. He's been very efficient on the map. This has enabled Januel, you know, to just find some EXP by the pulse as well. And when you've got Lycan that gets off to a running start, that means the jungle will be opened up for Yopaj. You know, he's going to have a safe area to farm once they find these tier 1s. And Fnatic, I mean, Forev's diving Januel. Maybe he finds his kill.
You'd hope so, but with the sticky napalm, it makes it kind of impossible. Still, DJ going to come in now with an avalanche. Mortimer's Kiss is expended. Meanwhile, Zephyr dies on the Undying, but they do at least get Januel. So it is going to be a 1-for-1 on those supports. Not too bad. Fnatic, they will try to use this 6-minute siege creep, or rather 5-minute siege creep, to go after this tier 1 top tower. And Neon, they are indeed going to defend. Play hard, he'll TP up top with the Fade Bolt. Moon is going to make the chase with the Scanner Blast and the Cookie. DJ, nice avalanche with the Cookie in from Moon and the toss up. Play hard should be dead, but a nice lift up now onto Moon. But Forev will clean him up. But you don't really want to lose your Snapfire for that.
No. Nah, it's a mid for a support trade. They don't even find a tier 1 as well. And the scan did spot it out, but they don't see DJ yet.
They do now. DJ being body blocked for Yopaj to come in. He knows he's dead. A double kill out for Yopaj, and oh, it's a slight net worth lead now for Neon. Less than 1k. Raven is farming very, very well on the Morphling, but he is going defensive build-up. He's going for the Lincoln Sphere first. It's... You question how they're going to put up with the mid-game from the Lycan at this rate.
Yeah, the pressure is really on Forev, right? Like, it's nighttime, it's a Night Stalker. You mentioned it, but it doesn't feel like he's had any impact at all, despite the movement up top, although.
Bot lane, can they get the dual damage? No, they cannot, but they can definitely get the kill on Zephyr. And now it looks like they are going to start pressuring that bot tier 1 tower, even without a siege creep. They just don't seem to care.
No, they don't need it. Skem is a Lycan. He can just shove in as he wills. Necronomicon's going to be back up in 10. They can get the damage in. They are trying to trade up top, and they're trying to chase Januel.
They can't see him. Oh, he's going to get away with his life. They scan him out now, but he's out of there. He's fine. Still, they'll go back for the tier 1 top tower, and they need to as well, because Skem has already got him the bottom tier 1. So, nice little trade on those tier 1 towers. Not too big of a deal there for either side. I'd say, though, with these towers going down faster than you'd usually see, it is still going to favor Neon, because that's what their draft wants to do anyway. And Zephyr, mid lane, is going to die to Yopaj. That's his 3rd kill on the Magnus.
Yeah, I love his little play. He just expands the RP, gets a drag back, easy kill. Fnatic, as you mentioned, you know, evening it out is good to counteract that progress here by Scam, but if you need to start invading that jungle, you're still seeing build up here for Yopaj. He's got his triangle stacks to farm up, so the Ecto Saber is going to be up and running fairly soon. And of course, the Necronomicon has room to grow. It's already at level 2. once it's at level 3, I think you can start to expect even Scam joining in these engagements, and it's not going to be too smooth going for Fnatic. They do have, again, they've got this early game spike, they've got the Undying to maybe play with, but if Zephyr's not around there, then you can't really expect the Undying presence to do much.
Jonuel in trouble. Raven going to make a nice rotation up as the Morphling, and he'll get the job done. Does get a nice pick off for himself, and that's going to help him get a bit more farm on the Morphling now. So the rest of Neon, they're not going to respond to that kill at all. They'll let the Bat Rider die. You don't have the RP anyway, so you do want to wait that one out before you do engage onto the side of Fnatic once again. And they seem very happy just leaving Skem to finish off that Necro 3, which he's about to have at the 10-minute mark.
Oof.
Usually you'd see the Necro 1 at 10 minutes, John.
This is, again, this is way too quick. They've given Skem the freest game that we've seen for a Lycan, top of net worth right now, and they're going to go.
Onto Zephyr again. Poor old Zephyr. He just can't catch a break, but DJ was there to protect with the Avalanche and the toss-up, and they need to get out of there. JG is falling low. Looks like he's still going to go for a run, but Farev gets his courier, is going to continue chasing, but Skem actually still killed off Zephyr. He just sent the units in after him. And JG's going to walk away from this. Oh, that is disgusting.
Yeah, that's not a good look for Fnatic. That was also the Dark Ascension being popped by Forev, so not having that spell means they're not going to play an RP.
Mid lane, they caught out Moon with the Mortimer's Kisses.
Oh, no.
Play hard, he's got him. Farev is dropping low, does get Yopaj, but might drop here to Play Hard and JG, and they are going to get both of them. The only thing they probably regret is JG didn't have Jewel for another 4 seconds.
Yeah, that was surprising. Like, the Snap used the Kisses down bot.
Yep.
Still had it by the time they went mid. I don't understand. Like, there's a Rubik here. Maybe, you know, it's the first time, you just forget. So, gotta be aware of that now, Fnatic. You give a spell like that away, Playhard's gonna have another use of it as long as he doesn't steal anything or die. So, gotta watch out for those next Kiss timings. Nah, he does actually. He actually just takes the Scatter Blast instead. So, gonna have that to play with. But you've got to be more cautious here, Fnatic. It's a 4K lead now for Neon. 11 minutes in. That's a pretty big lead. They're not too far behind on Moon and Raven, but if these objectives continue to fall, there's not much of a map left to farm up in.
Be cautious, they are around with JG. Does have that Jewel up. There's your Echo Saber now up onto Yopaj. So he's got plenty more damage, and he is going to go straight into the Blink Dagger up next. Once you've got that Blink up is when Neon should get very aggressive with this draft. For now, however, they are going to start applying pressure into that mid-tier 1 tower. They are going to bring Skem in with his Necro 3 book. And it's going to be extremely hard to stop this push. I mean, there's just no way to do it.
No, it's buying time though. Like this free time has led Moon to farm up his Ags. He's about 400 gold off for the last part. So once you've got that, maybe you can make some plays with a Gobble Up. You know, toss DJ's Tiny in, get tossed back. That is one way to start these fights. They really need to make it count. We've seen Fnatic hit those power spikes with items and just kind of sit on them. They have to be a little bit more active here. I mean, you can bank on that Morphling all you want, but you are still losing map space to farm, and eventually it's going to be a bit stuffed up for all these heroes to get that steady influx of gold.
It will be. 5k net worth lead for Neon already is just insane at 12 minutes in. They've just got so much farm going. Like, yeah, Raven's almost at that Lincoln Sphere, but that's just a defensive item. It's timed well, but it's not going to allow you to do much. You're going to need at least the shotgun after, which he has queued up. But how much time is that going to take? Like, it's a Lycan draft, right? Like, you've got basically 30 minutes to try and stop them from pushing high ground.
Yeah, so it's going to take too long regardless. Still, you've got that Gobble Up. They do smoke up here, Fnatic. They want to make a play with this.
So maybe toss in Forever and go for the Crippling Fear. I'll go for it. JG it's on target, a very nice one, and that should be JG gone. He's going to try and run, but there's just no way out of this one. Nice rotation out from Fnatic. Love to see it.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed still. Look at this scam. They see Raven.
They do. They pop the wolf form with the lift out. Raven, he'll start strength morphing and he will just waveform out, but Skem sees other targets now. He'll chase down. No, he's going to make a run for it. Yopaj doesn't have the blink up yet. He's 100 gold off. You don't want him to die right now, so instead Skem is just going to aim down Zephyr. Zephyr does die. On the brighter side, that's all they got.
Yeah, I mean, you also gave away a tombstone, though. Interesting play from Zephyr. That's 125 gold going to play hard. So I think overall you're still happy here as Neon. Just taking that tombstone and the Undying as well. You don't have your ult for a shove-in now, though. So you're going to be a bit slower, but you have shoved in that bot jungle, you know. So Fnatic are flushed out of their bot jungle. They're forced to farm their triangle, a little bit in that Dire jungle as well. Nighttime is coming, though. We're about 10 seconds off. Perhaps by then, Fnatic will feel confident to go for another gobble-up play.
Well, they've got the blink up as well on the Tiny, so it might be about that time, but with the blink coming out on Yopaj, now you've got to be very, very worried about that RP. And they'll see it as well. Yopaj is under vision. They should know that he's got the item up. That's T2 bot tower gone. Look at this build up from Skem, John. He's going for a pipe.
Ooh.
I really like this.
Yeah, it's the early aggressive play. He's not going to burst down to this magic damage. That's all that's killing him. There's no right click at all from Fnatic end.
Well, Gobble Up is in for Forev. Yopashi blinked into the silence so he couldn't get the RP off, and now DJ gets the avalanche toss. He does kill Yopaj, but JG straight onto Forev now with the Jewel and Lasso. They do get that kill. Raven trying to get out, but here comes Skem. He wants the Red Riding Hood, and Moon, he is the target. Toss in from play hard onto a creep. That's his own form of the Gobble Up. He does get the kill. Meanwhile, DJ trying to run, but Skem is just so far ahead in farm. They killed off Yopaj straight off the bat as well, John. That's a fight without RP. And it's still a 1 for 4.
Yeah, it's looking good for Neon. They maintain that lead, 7k up. Fnatic, the initiation again, not quite lining up from them. There's just not enough from Raven as well for him to just stand and fight with the Lincolns. So he's surviving as well, but it's not doing much as surviving, and it's not contributing to these exchanges. Neon, they still hold that Blink RP, as you mentioned, so Yopaj could easily look to make a play with his team if they wanted to. And they've really got that pressure on the map. I think you really start to eye that mid-tier too. If you want to take complete control here still. Fnatic, they're playing on the right side of the map. They're just dipping into that Dire jungle, and they're going to try to sneak a Rosh in.
Try. It has been pinged out by JG, and now he definitely knows. So Fnatic, are they really going to keep going? There's no wolf form, but avalanche toss is nice. DJ, he blows one up. Now they're going to make a run for it as Forev going to chase down Playhard. Skem is still going onto Zephyr without the wolf form. It just doesn't matter. He's going to die anyway in Yopaj. He's got a 3-man RP into the skewer back. They're not going to have the damage out yet though. The Gobble Up going to stun up Skem. He's lost his units. And they are also going to lose Playhard. Zephyr has brought back. Fnatic, they might be able to take this one. Neon, they are going to back out of there. Uh-oh, wolf forms up. It's a bait. They're going back in onto Zephyr. They want the dieback on the Undying. They might lose their Batrider, but who cares about that? They'll get the kill onto DJ. And Genuel, he's actually still alive. He did not die to the Tiny. He gets a salve off now, and DJ's been left alone. Yopaj gets a double kill. It's a dieback on to Zephyr. And when did Moon die?
He was jumped by Yopaj. Well, he was trying to get the kisses off. He got punished for it. Yopaj knew where to go. The Raven couldn't do much to stop it, so that opens up the Rosh now. Neon into that pit. They've got the damage. It was chipped away by Fnatic. They're going to be thankful for that gift. And Fnatic, there's no way in. They've got to sit this one out. Maybe use this time to farm up. Forev is very close to his Ags on the Night Stalker. That might help their cause, but we're still looking at a massive network gap. And a second life up now. Going to Yopaj. He's got the leeway to get these RPs off. And they've just got so many options now to play with here. Neon. I mean, they could just keep shoving in, go for tier 2s. Once those are gone.
Raven Oh, he just waveformed, John. Raven, you gotta run, sir. DJ, avalanche toss out on Januel. Skem's gonna go in on the Morphling now. They break the Lincoln Sphere. Play hard. He'll take the avalanche and go on to DJ, but now Forev gonna come in. He does have that Crippling Sphere activated, but is gonna back off. And Neon, I mean, they're gonna have their ultis back up in about 15 seconds. So it is definitely not the time for Fnatic to try and fight this one out. Problem is they are gonna lose that tier 1 top tower. And to make matters even worse, John, Yopaj found an Implore. So his damage just went even higher.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's how Ice Frog works. If you're already broken, just feed into it. So, I mean, it's all lining up. Like, they've still got the Aegis. It's still very fresh. They know where Fnatic is as well. Like, Yopaj is going to walk into them.
Wolform popped, Yopaj going to get silenced up by Forev. They just want to disengage here, Fnatic. Zephyr again going to be targeted on the Undying. Jeez, what's Zephyr done wrong today, John? He just can't catch a break here from Skim.
Yeah, well, he did run a pause 5 Undying. I think that's a mistake he made in play hard, trying to catch Forev, but...
Forev going to try for the TP.
Oh,
no, the trees were down already. Oh, a bit unfortunate there for Forev. He'll pop the Dark Ascension to make a run out of here. I guess Neon will take it. It's fine. Off you go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big ult to pop. Its cooldown's pretty long, so Neon, they've got an opening. They can look for an RP play. They've got this Arcane, man. Talk about just getting everything you'd want. Yopaj has that Arcane rune, so if he pops it with the RP, it's going to be a shorter cooldown for the next one. It's not fair, like what Neon has, but I like that they're stalling it. Moon just clears out the creep wave with a gobble up, so there is that, right? Like, you can slow the push with that kind of play, but the bot lane's going to be set up now.
Onto those tier 3 towers. Pop the drums. Get the glyph out. Yopaj, he's got the skewer onto Zephyr. Oh no. Mortimer's kisses are going to fly in, but the lasso's there now from Janu. Oh, he's got the mid-snapfire, and that's Moon gone.
Yep.
What's Total Plus say? Total Plus 90%. 91.
Yep, you've got the kisses on play hard, Mike. They could play with that now if they wanted to.
Do they really? Oh, Yopaj's got the RP now and Raven up at that top lane. He might just solo him, John. Raven will barely survive. And Yopaj, he doesn't even feel the need to go with his team. Like, he's using RP on a solo Morphling. That's how confident they are right now.
Yeah, there's no reason not to be confident. They're racks up. They've still got Aegis. They take it tier 2. They're going for one more. They still have the kisses up on play hard. Fnatic now, if they want to come in, they need to come in cleanly. There's a lot to be worried about here. It is daytime as well. You don't have Dark Ascension, although it will be up soon.
Yeah,
they need to find some way to stave it off.
I just brought up the loot bet odds, John. Neon Esports, $1.01. So heaps of value there. If you wanna make a quick couple cents, boys. I think it's in the bag for this one.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's some rough odds for sure. But if Fnatic made a huge comeback, I mean, some lucky people out there would be winning some decent money. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, if they come back, and I mean, there's a shotgun now in Raven, so he could burst someone down, I guess, if they can find someone squishy enough. Perhaps the Rubik. Playhard's probably your best choice for that. Maybe even Januel. One of those two is your target, but it's still not the ideal situation. And there's that last outer tower now, and Neon takes it out. They can, I don't know, they can just play whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. Yeah. And they could just blink RP. I mean, that was the Arcane RP a while ago, so the cooldown is shorter. And there's just no pressure. They can do what they want now. It's their map.
Yeah. He's going to TP out in time. He'll be all right. They are chasing for him. They want that Snapfire, but they're going to miss out. How's Raven's farm going? So shotgun up. Some kill potential, and they're going to go for the smoke. They do not have buyback gold, so this could be potentially the last team fight. Gobble up is off target. Raven in the middle of nowhere is going to waveform away, but now Skem, he doesn't believe his eyes. He's going to rush in onto that Morphling. In fact, never mind. He wants DJ. A cookie is not going to do anything. Skem is godlike, 9-0-8 on the Lycan, and how can I forget John Zephyr was alive? They need Zephyr to die first before they can push any towers down. Into the tier 3 tower. They're going to back off. I mean, they want a big RP, I think. Yapaj is waiting for it.
Yep. You got to show off at some point, and they still have a Kisses as well. They've got to make use of this soon, Mike.
They've got 1%, John, according to the AI. AI is being more polite than I am today, John. Skem onto the tier 3 tower. Gets the tier 3. Oh, there's your RP out with a 2-man in to play hard. Mortimer's Kisses are out. They aren't doing enough damage, though. The BKB is there from Yapaj. DJ's been lifted. He's about to die back. A bit of dual damage over to JG. And it's about that time. They're trying. It might be time to call it, as Yapaj is going to get another skewer off onto Zephyr. There you go. There's the GG out. They've had enough. Neon Esports take a convincing 2-0.
Yep, really clean games coming out from Neon. Skem just saying he tipped wrong a while ago, but really well played. Fnatic, again, they've had these issues, the entire groups. They've got to fix it up.
I like the sportsmanship, though, from Neon. Like,
yeah.
Not only do they say good game, but they say thank you. And I think for Neon, they look up to a lot of these players on the side of Fnatic. So, and we talked about this the other day, right? It's the whole lottery concept that you Filipinos like to say, right? It's you look up to your idols. Yeah, you beat them in a convincing fashion, but there's some issues going on right now. So you give them the respect at the end of the game. You thank them for the game, and you move on. And of course, for Fnatic, I'm sure they'll grow from this. Obviously they've been knocked out. It's been a tough time. It's been a tough showing, but I'm very, very confident that Fnatic will get back together. And in the next tournament, we'll probably see a revitalized team from this organization.
Yeah, definitely something to look out for. But Neon, top today, does set us up for our next series. Now, I believe every position's hammered in already, Mike, so there's no room to slip up here. These matches aren't going to count, but the next one's still exciting.
Oh,
Boom.
It counts, John.
Oh, yeah.
It counts.
Boom
Among
up
Us
against
versus
Among
Boom.
Us.
Yeah, it counts. Boom wants to beat Among Us. They don't want Neon to be the only team that took a game off Among Us. And for Among Us, well, they don't want to lose again. I mean, you saw what happened last night when Abed lost game 1. He was not happy, John. He picked that Magnus up, and my God, did he make it work. Not last night, my apologies, the night before that. But you get my point. It was pretty crazy. Still, we'll see if they can put on a performance. Boom is currently in 2nd place, and they have been looking amazing throughout the group stages. It is MLP Dota and JohnXFire. We're 10 minutes away from that next series, and we'll see you again very, very soon.